Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And right now at 6, the outpouring continues for fallen volunteer firefighter Ray Maro. We're pointing you to that line at the bottom of that TV there, gone but not forgotten. That is certainly the case today as people came from all over Connecticut and beyond to honor and remember him. Good evening. Thank you for joining us here for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Tim Lammers. The memorial service for the fallen firefighter is happening right now in Plainville, and that's where Fox 61's Joe Monti is live. He's been there since the first people arrived to pay their respects. Joe, as you can imagine, boy, a lot of different fire departments, a lot of people have been showing up over the course of the day today, yeah?
Yeah, Tim, look, I'm actually amazed at how many people showed up here today. Clearly a very prominent, very important individual in his community. People tell me that he was loved from all over the place. I saw fire departments from all over the state come here today. I'm going to show you what's going on behind me here. We have a wonderful scene that they've put together with Ray's truck. We even have a fire truck, one of the ladder trucks actually, with a big, beautiful American flag. He loved his community, he loved his people, and they really all showed up here today to honor him and give their condolences, but also their support to his family. Maro unfortunately lost his life in an accident about a week ago at the scene of a fire, and like I said, tons of people showed up here today to show their support. Maro served with the Plainville Fire Department for 35 years. He was at a house fire working near a fire truck when a piece of equipment broke off and hit him. The community has honored his life and legacy all week, especially today. People we've spoken to who knew Maro say he loved the community, and this loss is a devastating one. He was also a veteran of the U.S. Marines and a loving husband. Funeral services are set for tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Welty Hall at Central Connecticut State University. Fox 61 will be bringing you the full ceremony live on air and on Fox 61 Plus. Our coverage will begin tomorrow of the funeral procession starting at 9 a.m. And again, just to mention too, the number of fire departments here today was astonishing. More than 12. I counted at least 12, but there were more than that throughout the day from all over the state. So really just an outpouring of love from the community and from fellow firefighters around the state. In Plainville, Joe Monti, Fox 61.
Joe, thank you for that report. All right, let's get you to breaking news that we've been following this evening. Waterbury police said they believe they have arrested the person who shot and killed 17-year-old Charisma Fox. Officials put Shamar Atwater in handcuffs during a search warrant on Sunny Lane, while executing a search warrant on Sunny Lane in Watertown. Atwater faces a slew of charges, including murder, criminal possession of a firearm, and unlawful discharge of a firearm. He's currently being held on $3 million bond and is due back in court Monday. Police say Atwater shot Fox the morning of July 11th on Willow Street. Fox later died at a hospital. All right, at 6:03, let's get you to some good news. After a tough week weather-wise with the heat, the rain, the flooding potential, it is smooth sailing now. Meteorologist Sam Samperi, you got the good news. I guess you didn't draw the short straw. This is the longest straw you can have.
That's right. And it's also a great stretch of weather to take vacation around here. Not only here in Connecticut, but a lot of the East Coast of the next week or so. We have a really great weather pattern setting up. Temperatures here in Hartford and New Haven in the 70s, a little more haze down in New Haven. You still have some high clouds. Look at the temperatures across the area this Friday evening. Absolutely gorgeous. Dew points there in the 50s as well. A nice flow out of the north and northeast. Now, what timing with high pressure now building in, and it's a big block of high pressure too, just dominating the eastern two-thirds of the nation. And yes, overnight it is fine for, overnight, this evening it's fine for dining. Temperatures in the 70s, falling into the 60s. And then during tonight, partly cloudy to clear, and we're going to have temperatures down in the 50s again. And let's take a look at tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. Check it out. Just a few fair weather clouds later on in the afternoon, with high temperatures topping out between 75 and 80. Coming up, I'll detail your Sunday. I bet you know what I'm going to say. We'll talk about next week when the chance for any rain will occur. Tim?
Okay, Sam, thank you. A shooting investigation in Hartford is still underway. Police said 2 men were shot in the parking lot of an apartment complex. One of them was 19 years old, or is 19 years old, I should say. Forgive me. That being said, Hartford police say they want to reassure the public that crime is down citywide, and they cited the latest CompStat report from the city's website. Here's Fox 61's Jamel Johnson with more about these stats.
Here on Main Street is where the shooting took place. At last we heard the 19-year-old was in critical condition and a man in his 30s had non-life-threatening injuries. Police officers found out about the shooting when they got a report of 2 gunshot victims at Hartford Hospital. The victims will add to a list Hartford police say is trending downwards compared to other years. According to the city's latest CompStats report, there have been 36 shooting victims year to date compared to 37 the year prior, which is a 3% decrease. Also trending downwards are murder victims for the city. Around this time in 2024, there were 10 murder victims. The city has seen a 40% decrease in murders with only 6 so far in 2025. Lieutenant Aaron Boisvert tells us most violent crimes are down since 2020, and the deaths of teens due to gun violence are also trending in the right direction. Lieutenant Boisvert tells us that if Hartford continues on this pace, then 2025 will be a historically down year for homicides in the city. If you want to check out the stats for yourself, we'll have them linked on our website, fox61.com. In Hartford, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
A house fire forced 2 people out of their home in Waterbury last night, and unfortunately, they did lose their cats. Officials said they were called to a home on Congress Avenue just before midnight. Heavy smoke was coming from the first floor. Crews were able to contain the smoke damage to the kitchen, and there was water damage throughout the first floor. But firefighters did say they found multiple dead cats. They are still investigating how that fire started. An apartment bedroom caught fire in East Haven early this morning. Firefighters were called to Messina Drive around 1:30. And officials told us the fire was coming from a bedroom up on the 6th floor. Sprinklers put it out, and thankfully nobody was hurt. Investigators are still looking into how that fire started as well. We have new developments in the New Haven High School student detainment case, a student who's only being identified as Estrus R at this point. Well, his lawyer said Estrus's deportation has been paused. Immigration officials said he'll be returned to New England for the time being. However, he's still in Louisiana right now, and we don't know to which facility he'll be moved. Estrus is a junior at Wilbercross High School. He was detained last week. New Haven officials said he's a recent immigrant, but we're still working to figure out his current immigration status and whether he entered the country legally. A Cheshire home is being searched tonight because somebody may have been hoarding animals there. Details are limited right now, but Cheshire's first responders, animal control, and human services said they all executed a search and seizure warrant at a home on Cook Hill Road. They didn't specify when that happened, though. The investigation is still in its early stages, so we'll give you an update once we learn more. Well, Chicago police helped Norwich police bring a man back to Connecticut to face charges because Norwich police claim the man was speaking online for a long time with a young girl from Connecticut. 20-year-old Edwin Garcia was arraigned in court yesterday on charges of having child sex abuse material and risk of injury to a minor. Investigators said he was messaging that girl for an unknown amount of time. And we don't know how old the girl is, but Garcia is being held on a $200,000 cash bond. Norwalk police said they arrested 1 of 3 men who robbed a young man early last month. Officials arrested Mario Osorio Lopez Wednesday. Police said those men robbed that young man at Veterans Park July 12th after the boy went there thinking he was meeting somebody to sell some high-value items. Now, police said 1 of the 3 men showed a knife during the robbery. They did not say if Osorio Lopez was that man. Osorio Lopez is facing robbery and other charges. And Norwalk police said they are expecting to make more arrests in this case. The State Bond Commission voted to approve nearly $5 million in funding to go to the Hartford flood compensation and relief programs. Those programs were launched in 2023 after there were several flooding issues in the north end of the city. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules was at the hearing today. She's telling us more about the money that's on its way for people who are still to this day trying to recover.
After years of dealing with flood issues in Hartford, the State Bond Commission approved $4.7 million in relief funds that could help people make some much-needed repairs to their flood-damaged homes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye.
The Hartford flood compensation and relief programs were first launched in 2023 after people in the city were dealing with repeated flooding in their homes and businesses. John Scanlon, the state comptroller, says the Hartford flood and relief compensation programs have already paid out more than $8 million in relief to more than 500 Hartford residents and business owners. The additional funding is expected to cover the remaining 139 applications received before the program's deadline in December of last year. Donna Thompson-Daniels says she's been hoping for this relief money for a long time.
I've had to throw things away. I've had mold. I've had mildew. I'm just waiting for them to cut the check so I can get my basement redone.
She says her basement is now a health hazard and she avoids going down there as much as possible. Daniel's basement has been damaged by repeated flooding and is now in need of expensive repairs.
It's about $30,000 worth of damage. Yes, in my basement alone.
Floodwater stains can still be seen on the wood in her basement. A part of her basement floor is now completely missing because of the constant flooding. She hopes the money can cover all the damage done. Hartford does have several flood mitigation projects underway to improve the infrastructure issues causing the constant flooding. Bridget Prince, a longtime advocate for Hartford's North End, says it's great to see these funds get to the people who truly need them.
You don't want water in your house, but you definitely don't want sewage in your house. So we want that fixed, and until it gets fixed completely, compensate people for their losses. I think that's a reasonable ask.
People in Hartford and businesses who applied for the relief funds should expect to be contacted by the Office of the State Comptroller in the coming weeks. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.